This is Dawn Burke at the Rat Retreat, again back with Pierre. After the last time he was on camera, I tried to feed him, and he didn't want to eat anything. And I went and put him back in bed in a nice warm place. Actually, he was on a heating pad with a towel on top of it, or a sheet on top of it. And I refilled the humidifier in the room, and look at that little kickin', and put some of our Breathe Ease solution near him, because I noticed his breathing in his head or right near his nose was really clogged up. So I was really concerned that we were going to lose him because I couldn't get him to eat. And I finally made the decision. I'd wanted to keep him off of diazepam tonight because he'd had it the last 2 nights and he wasn't showing symptoms of pain. But I finally made the decision after I went back in the bedroom with him and was eating fried potatoes with ketchup near him just to see if he'd show any interest in the food. And of course ready to share with him. His little nose wiggled a little bit, but that was it. No sign of eating. So that's why I made the decision to give him diazepam. I also noticed his sides. See, he's not doing it now. See where he's breathing at in his sides. But when I went back there in the bedroom, he was sucking his sides in really heavily while he was breathing. So I knew he was in pain. So I think we just have to start making these decisions. If you're treating a person, and rats are so much like people, you're not going to let them suffer. So I decided he had to have medicine, and I was going to force it in his mouth. So I gave him the diazepam and a little bit of Colcom, which is a homeopathic remedy that's really helped us treat rats with head colds. And I know that it used to be said that rats don't get head colds, but we have been to a vet. I'm going to show you his head. We've been to a vet that said differently, and I have proven her right by giving her something that humans take for a head cold. When they start getting peripherin around their nose and their eyes, and she said when they're making noise, when they're breathing, that's coming from their head, that to treat it like a head cold. And so we've been doing that homeopathically, and it's worked great. So usually one treatment, and that's it. And once again, I still don't know if he's got a head cold, tumor. I'm treating him as if he has all of them. So I just now gave him, what I did was put a little tiny bit of cold calm and pituitary gland homeopathic medicine and a little diazepam in a syringe, and I forced it into his mouth from the side of his mouth. And then waited a couple minutes and then started feeding him this mixture here, which is baby infant formula. It's infant formula, and I ground up his night's dinner in it, which was raisins and apple and banana. And he started eating. Let me get a hold of the camera here and get back to him. And see around his little mouth. At first he didn't want to take it. And I managed to get a little drop in there, and he kept putting his little fist up to his mouth and covering his mouth, and eventually he's not only allowed me to put it in his mouth, but he actively opened his mouth for it and sought it out until he had about 3 or 4 droppers full. And so now he's feeling good, he's not in pain, he's got some food in his belly, see his eyes open and blinking. I wanted to also point out, I wish he'd do it on camera, but he was bruxing. He had his little fists in front of his face. He was kicking his little legs. He just looks like an infant baby, like a human baby. And just want to remind people who don't like rats or who don't think we should be taking care of them, if you're taking medication, it's because of animals like these. It's been tested on them. And we need to take care of them just like they've taken care of us. When they're in pain, they need to be treated for the pain. when they're sick and we think we might know how to get them well, we need to do what we can to get them well. So I hope we have a success story here, but if we don't, he is comfortable. See, there he goes, stretching his little feet out. He's comfortable. He got a little massage, which helped him feel better. He's going to have a full tummy. And if he does pass away, it's not going to be miserable. There he goes, Brexing a little bit again. So I'm going to go try to feed him some more. And this is the rat retreat. Please take good care of your rats.